All right, let's do this. Welcome one, welcome all to The Chronic Atheist, the podcast where a manic, depressive, non-binary atheist talks about life, the universe, everything, nothing, and whatever else happens to be germane or free associated into. A product of Mayhem and Foolishness Productions, this podcast is an entirely amateur effort, contains no medical expertise or advice of any kind, and speaks only to the internal emotional experience of said manic, depressive, non-binary atheist. No expertise should be assumed, inferred, or used to the contents of which used to all reality. None of it scripted. This podcast is for adults only, due not in small part to the fact that I overshare and also swear. All right. Ugh. So I think we've spooked everybody we're going to spook. Hello. Welcome. Guten Tag. If you happen to hear a terrible grinding sound in the background, it's the air pump on the aquarium behind me. It's going to be replaced soon because by the sound of it, it's on its goddamn last legs. And if it's annoying in audio as it is in person, y'all are some long-suffering ass motherfuckers. Okay. So, Ol Junkshop got to open up just a little bit here. Not anything extravagant or personally identifiable, but there's this thing. First and foremost, I know it's been a while since the last episode. The fact that anybody's still listening to this is astounding and flattering to me, so thank you. Like, seriously. Being that, among my many and various other talents, I do have to, work and shelter and, pay for my extravagant technological habits and so on. I know this will come as a deep shock, perhaps even a betrayal, but Ol Junkshop works. And works for a corporation, one hereinafter referred to for the sake of convenience and silliness as Weyland-Yutani. Weyland-Yutani is coming up on a bit of a milestone anniversary. I'll not be saying exactly what anniversary, because entirely too many of y'all know entirely too much about me already as it is. And it's the internet. But Weyland-Yutani's coming up on an anniversary. Here before too terribly long. And despite the fact that at least one of its employees, cough, cough, has been wheeled out of the office on a gurney within the past year, cough, cough. Not that I'd have any idea who that might be. They're having a shindig, a brouhaha, a getting together. They keep using the word fellowship about. I don't know about y'all, I myself am in the good old US of A. And not a lot of buildings were built or optimized from an HVAC standpoint with a 2+ year running pandemic in mind. I'm sure there are those out there. Weyland-Yutani is not one of those. So here's the thing. I did mention the adults only part, yes? Okay, 1 second while I sound effect. That's like the audio equivalent of those Twitter pictures of, I don't know, fucking cassette tapes with cello tape on the edge or something. Says, if you know what this is, you are ancient. If you know, you know. So anyways. Weyland-Yutani, we're going to have this shindig. Said shindig is going to be indoors. It's going to involve food. Shared. Communal. Fellowshipy and shit. I don't know about you, but I have not yet mastered the art of eating with my mask on. Can't do it. Not gonna start trying now. Not entirely convinced it's possible. Much like the existence of a deity, I'll be happy to reassess my information in light of evidence, but I'm not currently convinced that such a thing, such a concept, is grounded in reality. How the fuck am I supposed to do this? You would not believe, or perhaps you would. Maybe some of you too work for a Weyland-Yutani and are well aware of the level of denial and callousness and batshittery that rinky-dink little corporations who've gained a foothold over some small corner of interstellar space indulge themselves in. How the fuck am I supposed to do this? It's 2023. Eat a communal meal in a conference room that... Oh, but I haven't told you the best part. We're gonna have team pictures. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. They're gonna take us pictures in groups, indoors. All of our happy smiling faces, and me in my mask. Imagine, if you will, so it's an optics thing, yes? Everybody, we survived the pandemic because it's over, haven't you heard? Fools. Like fucking Maleficent about to teleport out of the banquet hall. Stand back, you fools! The absolute fuck am I got? I mean, obviously I can't. Or can I? I can't be in the picture. You and I both know that Weyland-Yutani is not going to let me be in the big anniversary picture, being the only person in the picture wearing a KN95. But how does that look? What kind of weird footnote am I going to see on my next performance review? It's so toxic. I don't like it. I'm cranky. I'm annoyed. Those of you who were with me here for the last episode, welcome to Fury, which has gotten a lot more repeat play than I ever thought such a thing would, so thank you all. But those of you who were there for that episode know that in my current work situation, I work with at least one other Weyland-Yutani employee who does not believe in the germ theory of disease. I found out earlier this week I work with another who does not believe in evolution by natural selection. I did mention I'm in the southern United States, yes? Heavens to Betsy. That was not just coffee. Alright, so, what do I do? What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. I just did my silly sailor dance with my arms as though I was over on the other platform. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to... obviously, I'm going to opt out. I'm just going to slip quietly out at lunchtime and slip quietly in afterward. Because, they can't stop me. There's labor laws, John. I'm just a little apprehensive about how the whole thing's going to play after the fact. Where were you? Where was I? I went home to feed the fish, just like I always do at lunchtime. Why weren't you in the picture? You want me to go put my mask on and restage it? Come on. The whole... And I know I'm very much framing this in terms of my current fears and experience. It's not just me, y'all. If you think it is, you don't have any immunocompromised people in your orbit, and you need to broaden your damn horizons. God, I just said that out loud. I inherited that from a former power in my life, that turn of phrase, broaden your horizons. Anyway, and no, it was not Calvin's dad. We're at this weird thing, and I know that part of it's just emotional fatigue and burnout, like species-wide. We are not wired to operate at a heightened level of fight or flight awareness for stretches of time. We're not insects. We're not squirrels. And so I understand where it comes from. There is a part of me that just does not and refuses to learn how to understand the psychology behind this cultural moment we're at, that has stretched on for so fucking long. where people are just like taking the 80s playground bully approach. Like, ignore it and maybe it'll go away. It's a virus, you fool. We're watching 3 distinct variants evolve and establish in real time, and at least one of them has developed some kind of weird adaptation I don't pretend to understand that actually makes it less lethal but more infectious. And I understand, as someone very dear to me pointed out recently, that yeah, well, that's how good viruses work. They evolve to not absolute TPK their entire host population, because then what do? They're just bopping around in a coffin or on a sidewalk in a dead body. That's not helpful. You don't virus better and more that way. So they evolve to spread better and not kill as many of their hosts along the way. Well, I understand the philosophy, but I don't know about you. Between people I know and people I've read about and people I know of and my sense of taste, I've already lost enough to this fucking thing. I'm not looking to lose any more if I can possibly help it. And I'm not looking to add myself to anybody's list of people I know, people I've read about, or people I've heard of. I guess all of which is to say, if you're still listening to this 17 minutes in, you're probably on my team in this, but I just want to speak it out into the world like a 22-year-old hippie girl. Speak it into the world. Y'all, take it seriously. People are still dying. People are going to keep dying for a long time. Long COVID is a thing. Some of us, raise your hand if you are among the number of the chosen. Some of us got to develop low-grade PTSD as a result of their encephalitis. Almost assuredly brought on by this thing. But you know and I know that you walk into any given store, you go in for hand sanitizer and a bag of burritos, and there's probably 5 other people you see wearing masks, and 2 of them have them on their chins. And I can't wrap my head around it. It's like, have you no fear? It's like, we are human beings. We are Homo sapiens sapiens. We still exist because our ancestors were all Will Graham, dealing with tremendous amounts of fear. Fear is the price of our instrument. Experience teaches us to use it. The only reason a bunch of 100-pound naked monkeys are still running around all over the world, taking dominion over the earth and walking to and fro thereupon, in climates ranging from daytime temperatures of 113 to negative degrees Celsius and staying there happily anyway, is that we've learned what to do in the face of danger. And yet, here comes this virus stomping through on the rampage, and a bunch of sorry y'all, bunch of white fuckers has decided they'd rather die than look weak by using hand sanitizer and wearing masks. I understand the other side of the coin, that we have survived as long as we have and taken dominion over the earth as well as we have by being social animals, and that there is a social pressure to pretend like everything's okay and to give in to the tiredness. And trust me, God damn, trust me, do I understand the tiredness of it. But it's what's going to get us. The tiredness breeding apathy. I've got a coworker at Wayland-Yutani. Ha, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Who has already had this thing, this virus. You're 21 minutes into the episode. Nobody's going to... Who's already had various variants of COVID twice that they know of. They made their spouse live on a different floor of the house for a month. Their spouse had it. They did the same thing. They went through Lysol wipes like they were fucking maple leaves at everything. Want to guess how often I've seen that person in a mask since the mask mandates were dropped? I'll give you a guess. I bet you'll be right. Goose egg. Nada. Zilch. Which frustrates me at like a basic level of brain broken scream, like the last cell of a horror film. It's like, you have gone through this, and you know how it works. You are not a germ theory of disease denier. You understand. You know how that works. And I see it everywhere. My GP, my general practitioner. For those of you who may not be in the United States, a GP is the doctor you could afford to pay were you to lose or be denied your health insurance, which you probably have through your job. So, my GP, back during the early days of the pandemic, would pull his mask down to talk. This continued on into the pandemic, including during the heyday of Junkshop's magical malady tour. Ooh, I wish I had thought of phrasing it that way back while this was still an ongoing thing. But my brain was otherwise occupied than with creative ways to alliterate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll back down the podcast, download away, tell me I'm a fool. The profound, spectacular, almost screen-written level of just casual nonchalance with which this virus is still being treated. I don't know about you. I gave up keeping up with the fatality updates in the United States after they passed 1 million. 1 million. 1,000,000 human lives lost to this virus that we know of. We're talking people like hospitalized or sent home to die of this thing before we really had a handle on how quick it can kill you, how long after. They are still compiling data on people who just up and drop a year or more after even a mild case of COVID. Again, this is 27 minutes into this episode. If you are still listening, I'm sure you already know, and you're either on my side or you are seriously hate watching, hate listening. All right, so that was a long, ranty spiral. But like all good spirals, it does come back. It circles around. It eats its tail. This is who we are. So come Weyland-Yutani's big anniversary here in a little bit, which I am dreading at this point. And I'm dreading because I know what I have to do. I have to squeaky wheel this shit. Like, not with emails, not getting up and standing up and ranting and raving and throwing elbows and whatnot. But I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to take care of myself and my loved ones, some of whom, if you can believe it, have worse immune systems, more damaged than mine. Don't try to diagram that sentence, your brain will explode. So, wish me well. And, God damn it, take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. It's not safe. It's not safe. This is not over. And ain't nobody coming to save us. It's like the old joke, you know? Flood comes by. The guy gets up on his porch. Little rowboat comes by. Jump in, we'll save you. No, I'm good. God's going to take care of me. Flood rises a little higher. Guy's up on the roof. Boat comes by. Hey, hop in, we'll save you. No, I'm good. God's going to take care of me. Flood rises even higher. Guy's clinging to the top of his chimney. Helicopter comes by. Hey, hop on the ladder. We'll save you. No, I'm good. God's going to take care of me. Guy drowns. Washes up at the pearly gates. Says, God, what happened? I thought you were going to take care of me. You promised in your holy word. Lord looks at him and says, you dumb motherfucker. I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. What more did you want? Laugh track, laugh track, laugh track. All right. Well, go ahead and jump in the rowboat. Wear your masks. Don't do stupid shit for doofy reasons. And oh my God, throw some good thoughts my way, because I'm stressing out. My name's Carter Burke. I work for the company, but don't let that fool you. I'm really an okay guy. Until we congregate again here or on one of the other platforms, thank you so much for watching, for listening, for hanging in for kind of a long, ranty episode. I really do appreciate it. Everybody, take care. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's an ambulance siren. How appropriate. Lord have fucking mercy. Everybody, take care. Be safe. Stand against hate. Stay safe out there, y'all. They probably hear every gurgle of that fish tank, but not the unscripted siren. All right. Aha!